here that's from now on. Fantastic. Oh, yeah,
That's very nice. Oh, is that here? Oh, that's how she was.
Squares. That's why. Okay.
Thank you.
Interesting. I'm going to try to get this arraignment done
Okay.
because it should be pretty quick.
I'll shoot the spot now.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Royce Nunley to get out of the breakout room. Good morning, Mr. Nunley. Are you ready?
Yeah, we are ready.
All right. As soon as we get Mr. Williams out of the breakout room, we can go forward.
There we go.
There we go. Mr. Williams, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Nunley, your appearance.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant. We'd waive a formal reading and stand mute.
Thank you. I'll enter not guilty plea. All right, we're looking at a pretrial date with Judge Green. That'll be by Zoom on January 3 at 9:30. Have you seen the bond rec and had a chance to discuss that with Mr. Williams?
I've seen it. I have a few comments related to the
Please.
bond rec. So I saw that what they recommend is like his failure to appear as a reason to ask for a cash bond. However, there wasn't really a willing failure to appear. He's been incarcerated since November of 2019. He was incarcerated. In February of 2020, he was moved to the Michigan Department of Corrections. He was released from prison on December 28th of 2022. Just recently pulled over in
So a year.
Yeah.
He's been out a year. Yep.
Yep. He was pulled over in Ypsilanti because of like a taillight issue or something, and they told him about the warrant. He had previously found out about it, and he called the court to set up this January 3rd date. Like he told me that the date of the hearing and the time of the hearing, the judge that's assigned, so he was already ready to go. So he's been taking steps to move this thing along and get himself in front of the appropriate judge already. So
all right.
I think he's a good candidate.
Okay.
Thanks.
And he's in good standing with parole.
That is correct. Yep. His parole officer, I think, is the one who told him about the warrant because the parole officer didn't want him to have any hang. He's due to be off parole on Christmas Eve. So in a few days.
Okay. Well, hopefully Merry Christmas early, Mr. Williams.
I appreciate that, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna put you on a personal bond. First condition is the obvious one, stay out of trouble between now and January 3rd. Second condition is be on Zoom at 9:30 on January 3rd, so we can actually have something accomplished on the 3rd. Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court amount of $1,000 if you mess that up?
Yes, sir.
Any questions from me or Mr. Nunley before we terminate the meeting?
No, sir.
All right, good luck on the 3rd. Thank you, Belleville. Royce, we'll let you know if we get any more in.
Sounds good. See ya.
All right, good morning, Mr. Phillips.
Good morning.
Counsel, your appearance on the People versus Phillips.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Obsesian on behalf of People, P 83923.
All right, we ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes,
Okay.
Judge.
All right, so let's just, because lots of moving targets. My understanding is what we're here to do today is cover both sides 404B motions, correct?
Correct, Judge.
Mr. Phillips?
And I,
Your Honor, I just have a few concerns. I don't even know if we can even proceed today because there's other issues going on in regards to this case with his interference from the complainant.
You're muffled. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I have COVID because my son got diagnosed with COVID
Okay.
on Saturday.
Okay, just so you know, that doesn't mean you have it. That means you've been exposed.
No,
Go ahead.
I don't feel well, but I'm
Go
here. But I'll move this closer. So in regards to this case, Your Honor, this is the defense is unable to proceed in this matter. There's several issues, substantial and procedural defects in this matter that give rise to a dismissal on the January 14th, as well as the other one, 2201-3499 matter from 7/18.
Okay, you keep referring to the January 14th matter. I don't have a January 14th matter.
Oh, it's the extra information that was amended in the complaint for this same case, January 14th.
I only have one
2023.
file. That file has a range of dates,
Yeah, the sixth
which was
date.
amended. What are the dates now? We've amended the complaint.
we have, Judge.
What's our window?
Um,
I think it's July something.
it was from July 18th, 2022. For some reason, it's not written correctly, but it should be. And then it just includes July 18th to August 10th and then January 14th because of the request to amend it.
Okay, so
I don't know
there's
why
a
it's written
range
that
from
way.
July 18 to August 10 of 22, and then one day of January 14, 23. It's all one case, all one charge.
It's two complaints, one case.
It's not two complaints. It's an amended complaint to
Mhm.
include July 18 through August 10 and January 14.
Right, one complaint into the court, but the amended date is the January 14th.
I'm just
Um,
clarifying your language. You said that case. There is only one case that's going to trial.
It's one
It's a
case.
stalking charge. Those incident dates are what the prosecutor's using.
Right, and so
Okay.
I'm referring to January 14th of this year, which will be technically the sixth allegation date in regards to the 23-00743 complaint with the police department, not the complaint in the actual court. However, that's added
Okay,
into
get to
this
your point.
complaint.
You're gonna make a motion to dismiss?
That is correct.
to your
However, I'm sorry.
Get to your point.
Okay, so in regards to that January 14th, it is known to the court, it is known to the prosecution that that did not occur. And there is police interference in regards to what's going
Okay,
on. police
okay, your
misconduct,
motion's
and
denied. Your motion's
prosecutorial
denied. That's what
misconduct.
trials are for, Mr.
Okay.
Phillips. I'm not
Okay,
gonna dismiss it because you say it doesn't happen.
I didn't say that.
Motion's denied.
Okay,
What's the next thing we have to get to before we do 404B?
very good. So in regards to that, again, I'm requesting Your Honor to recuse itself from the court, as well as this prosecutor recuse herself from this court for this court case, because it's unfair, it's prejudicial.
What's
There
unfair
is
and
pecuniary interest in the
Hold on.
matter,
What's unfair and
and we're overlooking
prejudicial?
evidence.
What's unfair and prejudicial?
I'm sorry?
What is unfair and prejudicial about me hearing this case?
Oh, there's multiple events, multiple dates, multiple concerns in regards to this matter. I have
No,
not
wait
been
a
able to
minute, wait a minute,
secure
wait a minute. You can't
evidence.
just talk a bunch of crap. You've asked me to recuse myself because it's unfair for me to hear the case, correct?
That is correct, and I can
Okay.
prepare a motion and an
Okay, hold
affidavit.
on a minute. All right, first of all, this is a jury trial, so I'm not the trier of fact. Second of all, what's unfair about me being the judge on the case?
Oh, well.
Why am
from-
I biased? Why do you think I'm biased or I can't be objective? Tell me why I should recuse.
Right, so from start to present date of this matter, where Your Honor has heard the case, again, there's been procedural and substantial defects in this matter in regards to the arraignment. We can start there. The case started 9/30 of 2022. I was arraigned 2/22 of 22. The actual first trial date was scheduled for 2/7. Therefore, it speaks to exculpatory evidence not being heard, Brady violations, even to date, that has not
Okay,
been
once
addressed.
again, you're rambling. What was wrong with the procedure of the arraignment?
Oh, it was not held, as well as
You've never been
the
arraigned,
4 months. There was 4 months from 9/30 to 2/22.
and that was my fault because I'm biased against you. Is that what you're claiming?
It's not my fault,
Well, it's got nothing to do with my bias or non-bias.
but there's, again, multiple.
Do you understand why you can request a recusal?
I do.
That there's something personally, there's something that I've got an axe to grind. I can't be fair. There's an appearance of impropriety because you know my ex-girlfriend, or I don't know, but there's got to be some reason why I can't be fair and objective. The fact that you don't like the way we do things doesn't fit.
I
The
didn't say
fact that
that.
you want to control every step of the proceedings and I won't let you, and you don't
Yes.
like my rulings, that's not a reason for recusal.
I didn't say
So
that.
unless you can give me something else, I'm going to deny that motion as well.
Well, that's fine, but I didn't say what you said. So other things in regards to the case, is Sixth Amendment a violation in regards to preparing the case?
Which once
in
again is
regards
not
to
a reason for
investigation?
recusal.
There's been interference in regards to
Okay,
that?
move on. I don't have all day. I'm denying your motion to recuse. What's next?
Recuse the prosecutor?
I can't recuse her.
Okay.
She doesn't work
Are
for
you
me.
going to recuse yourself?
Judge,
Go ahead, explain how you get assigned.
I've actually, I no longer even do these cases. I'm only on this case because of how complicated it is. And that essentially giving it to another prosecutor would no longer make sense. And so, no, he could write a request to my supervisor and ask that I be removed from this case. I would have no objection to that. It does not matter to me. I don't have a choice. That's not my choice to make. He can make the request to my supervisors and they will make that decision whether or not I should be removed from this case.
She handles the cases they assign to her.
And she's handled this case poorly due to the information that she received.
According to you. And once again, you don't get to control things. You don't pick your prosecutor, just like you don't get to pick your attorney unless you hire that attorney. Move on. We're going to do the 404B now. Is there anything else before we do that?
We can move on.
All right. Anything? Go ahead.
Yes, I do, Judge. Just based on our last hearing when we were here about certain things for me to follow up on, I do have just things that I want to put on the record and share. So I was going through my file with the police reports. One of my statements, or not my, one of the statements I had in my possession from the police that Ms. Green had written was missing the page 2 in my file. I don't know if it was missing the page 2 in his file. So I have the full statement essentially, just in case. I don't know if what technically was uploaded and I downloaded onto mine is what he received.
Understood.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is there were requests for emails from the police between essentially what emails Ms. Green, the complainant, sent to the police department. Those were actually all included in the initial police report. And so I have another copy of the initial police report, and then separately the emails that were attached as supplements for Mr. Phillips. So I have those as well. And then lastly, I requested any of the supplemental reports that the police have essentially written since the original report, because they often will, essentially anything that they do, they create subs.
Right.
And so after last week, just because of all of the discovery issues that we had, I requested that, and I have the following of it. Essentially, it's a continuation. I believe his ends at page 19. This then starts at page 19 and it goes, so I have the rest of that. So I just wanted to make a record that I'm turning these 4 documents over to the defendant based on our last appearance.
And there's an objection. So in regards to that,
There is no regards to that.
there's
no
a
regards.
continuing duty to
But you're
disclose
objecting to her giving you
all
that?
these months.
Are you objecting to her giving you that?
I'm objecting to what she stated. I'll review what she has, doesn't make it true, but I'll review it.
And I would like to actually know, I think he actually has all of these because he's forwarded them and the police department actually told me that he has them. If
Understood.
anything, I didn't have, like, I didn't have the stuff because I hadn't
Understood.
requested it before. So I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
that's very clear in regards to what I had and what I was turning over.
Okay. All right, so I took another opportunity last week to review the pleadings that have been filed on the 404B motions, both plaintiffs or prosecutors and defense. Anything either one of you want to add to your briefs and pleadings? Ms. Moisesian?
Judge, the only other thing I think that might be relevant, and I don't have the documentation for you, I've been trying to gather it, is it's my understanding that again, the defendant has essentially filed another PPO against the complainant in Washtenaw County. She is being represented separately for that. That was dismissed again. And it's just to show that continuing pattern of essentially what my motion.
Objection.
What my motion.
You can't object to her argument during a motion.
What my motion addresses, which is this pattern of using certain entities to continue to harass the complainant. There was essentially no foundation for that motion. Again, I don't have the paperwork. I'm trying to get it from the Washtenaw courts, but I do think just again to add based on what I had previously stated, and this was maybe less than 2 weeks ago, she notified me that this had happened.
Okay.
And I would just like to add, Your Honor.
I didn't ask you.
Oh,
I didn't ask
okay.
you.
Oh,
Is there anything you want to add to your written pleadings?
Absolutely. In regards to this complex complaining witness and prosecutor in regards to this matter, that individual, Ms. Santania Green, has contacted me through various modes, which prompt a request for a PPO, because I have rights and I'm going to protect myself. Okay? So we're not going to do
Okay.
gender-based violence.
Okay, you don't have to defend it.
Okay.
She's just letting you know that that's one of the things that's under 404B she's
Mhm.
seeking to use against you
Yeah.
at trial.
And I'm letting
You
her
don't have to
know.
respond to it now
Okay.
because there's the truth or veracity of that is not being decided today.
Yeah.
She's letting you know that's one of the long list of things that she wants to include under 404B. So there's no response necessary to that. My question is, other than what you've submitted on paper as to 404B, both your request and hers, is there anything you'd like to add to your pleadings?
Absolutely. I spoke to it. I'll say it again. Ms. Green, the complaining witness, has contacted me through various
I
modes.
don't care.
I do.
Well, it doesn't matter what you care. I don't care. I don't need to hear that. Whether or not you had justification for seeking the PPO isn't even on the table today. The truth or untruth of what Ms. Moisesian said is not important right now. What's important is she's letting you know that she wants to include that under 404B.
Yeah, she's just misrepresenting information that's filed upon the court.
Which, once again, according to you. So I'm going to ask one more time, and then I'm not going to let you talk anymore. Is there anything you want to add to your pleadings other than this Washtenaw County PPO thing?
Yes, the complaining witness also had our son place a AirTag tracking device in my vehicle on 12/15, the day of the parenting time exchange from Livonia Police Department. It was then heard and discovered in the vehicle off the minor's person in my vehicle. I then checked his phone because he unlocked it willingly, no issue.
Let me stop you for a minute.
Go ahead.
Are you telling me that because you're letting her know that that's some of the 404B that you want to talk about on the day of trial?
I'm gonna add it all in. She's gonna hear it all.
Okay, I just. Sure, we'll do it. Yeah, put it together. Yeah. All right. So she's on notice. I'm on notice. Got it. Anything else as to the motion that's up today? Motions that are up today.
Yes, so in regards to that, that is a direct violation and it's a cause for dismissal, a swift dismissal. Because it's violating me, it's causing terror, and it's 2 or more non-continuous acts as
So
well.
even if Ms. Green was standing in front of me right now and admitted doing that, that would not be grounds to dismiss this action.
Well, she already lied in regards to the whole entire 6 allegations.
Which,
but, okay.
you heard what I said, and that had nothing to do with the 404B.
Mhm.
So don't talk anymore because I've given you 3 opportunities and you haven't taken them. So I'm ready to rule on the pleadings. I'm denying all of your 404B motions because the proof is exactly what we just went through today. Under 403, and I'm going to read it because I think the whole damn thing applies to this case. Although relevant, and we can question whether or not all this stuff would be, evidence may be excluded if its probative value is substantially outweighed by the danger of unfair prejudice, confusion of the issues, or misleading the jury, or by considerations of undue delay, waste of time, or needless presentation of cumulative evidence. Everything I'm hearing from you is almost all of those things. And most of what I'm hearing from you is just going to confuse the hell out of everybody. So we're going to talk about July 18 to August 10 and January 14, and that's all we're going to talk about on the day of trial. We're not getting into anything past, anything beyond that. That range of dates in that January 14th date is all we're going to hear about when the jury's in the building, which is when? January 29th? All right, now, are you still seeking a court-appointed attorney? Because my understanding is they're just waiting for you to fill out some paperwork before they can process that.
Who is they? I don't know who they is.
MIDC.
Oh,
My understanding is you didn't want to fill out the paperwork Ms. Patton asked you to fill out.
she never asked me to fill out anything.
I sent it to him and he did not fill it out and that's what they need.
Your name is Miss Mortsfield, not Miss Patton. Miss Patton never gave me anything.
Well, did Ms. Mortsfield send you something about a court-appointed
Yes, she
attorney?
did.
Did you fill it out?
I did not.
That's why you don't have an attorney. Have a nice day.
I didn't request one.
Goodbye. January 29th, what time we scheduled?
8:30.
8:30. If you're not here at 8:30 on the 29th, I will hold you in contempt and I'll deal with that after the jury trial.
I'll be here at 7:45.
That'll work.
Please ensure that the defendant is not contracting or contracting.
So what are you doing now? What's your main function?
So I'm doing mostly all sexual assault cases, but the focus is on the untested kids. So sexual assaults from like the late 1990s, early 2000s.
Oh my God, it's gotta be.
Yes, I love doing that.
Really? It seems like it'd be so frustrating.
It's the most frustrating. It's so frustrating, but it's also so much more, I guess, interesting, and the investigators that I have are amazing because that's all they do. It's like they're a task force, so anything you need, they will do it for you.
Yeah, and they're all on the top of their game.
Exactly, very good officers. Like, so
I'm
the
glad you're
trials
having
though
fun.
are very difficult because there's so many evidentiary issues with them.
Yeah.
And then I get mad, and then I get annoyed that I'm doing these cases, and then I go to trial, and then I feel better. And so it's like,
Well, I'm glad you're having fun.
yeah, it's at least I'm learning a lot. Things that I never thought
Good.
I would do. So yeah. So technically they had tested all of them after a certain point, and then they investigated almost all of them, and now it's just a matter of bringing them forward. We lost like 3 prosecutors that were doing these cases, and now it's just me. And so I essentially, for the last 6 months, was doing all of those trials that they had left. And then now I'm starting to do some of my own, which is nice because I hate taking cases from other people where it's like they've worked on it for like 2-3 years. And then all I do is just go to trial and I know nothing about it, right? The last one I just did last week, I think it was a week and a half ago. It was from pre-COVID, so 2019, but it was a 1998 assault. And so it just, so many delays on different things. Wow. Yeah.
So we've got an attorney, local attorney here. I've been a friend of mine for 30+ years. I gotta ask him if he's still doing this, but just sole practitioner, right? And for a while, no, that's right. And for a while, does a lot of family law, does criminal too. You probably met him, Murray Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, so he does a lot of family law. And he was just like hired gun, because a lot of attorneys take divorce cases, but if they're actually going to trial, they don't want to go to trial. So they just turn the file over to Murray at the last minute and say, go try this case. And he told me, he said, I love it. And I got to back up though. Back as a new attorney, I used to cover stuff for Murray Duncan. So he'd call me and say, hey, can you handle a civil pretrial for me in Wayne next Monday? I'm like, sure, Murray, I'll drop off the file. And he'd drop off a folder, and you know what was in it? A copy of the complaint. That was it, right? He's just a pure seat of the pants guy, right? So he's not big on prep.
Yeah.
And back to the divorce trials. And he said, I love it. He said, because if it tanks at trial, it's because they didn't do a good job with the discovery process.
Yeah.
And if I win, it's because I'm such a great trial attorney. It's a win-win for me.
I wish I could think of it that way, because I get more bogged down and like I get frustrated that
You're not a seat of the pants.
yeah, that people didn't
Yeah.
do what they need to,
Right.
especially because I'm so particular with how I do
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
But I mean, that does work. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, wow, I can't believe we just pulled this off and it wasn't even my case. And it's like, you know, then you can essentially, if you can do that, you can do really anything,
Right.
right? In that regard.
Right.
So
Yeah, and then you can gloat.
All right, I'm gonna carry the treatise back for you.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
you too, thank you, and happy holidays.
And just go
And
for
Merry
the
Christmas
arraignments,
to you.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
or,
second.
I'm sorry, you can't, just leave it on
Yeah, leave it.
the.
Have a great week.
You too, thank you. Did you see the emails that were sent this morning?
Hold on a second with that.
No, we wanna. Yeah. Just lost that line. Send them upstairs and just take a seat out in the lobby till the.
Yeah, thank you. She went to the back door and the welcome box. Yeah, just people saying about these. And besides, yeah. He said that, I was like, oh my God, I want this case so bad. But I think that I forget. Because there's so much content. And I'm also to the next prosecutor.
Oh, you are? We, Monday, Thursday. We're off all next week. I'm really excited. And now that I don't think I really use district court stuff, like we're other than exam and then have everything set up. Yeah, they gave us the Tuesday off. As a president, we love. Yeah, right. Right, yeah, we have this Friday and then Monday. Okay, and then she's not Tuesday. That's actually really, yeah. Or something that's like, local on it. We're pretty good. That's good. Well, enjoy it. I hope you're going to do something fun. You too. Yeah, I hope you do too. Thank you. Yes. Kyle upstairs. Thanks.
Now we lost your guy. You got a date? Kuja. Oh, hold on, maybe it's on the blue. No, it's a felony. What'd you say? I'm sorry, 22nd?
27th,
7th.
9:30. Judge Green.
Okay, 23-0883. I'm sorry? Yeah. You pronounce it Al-Khatib? And Mackenzie's got 3 more from Van Buren she's working.
Oh, wow.
I really like Sona. I wish we had her more.
I do too. She's really good at it,
Oh, I'm sure.
but it's not fair.
No, somebody else step in. Right, right. No, it's too much of a shitstorm. Yeah, it's just. And what's it? And the main reason is don't give him. I don't care. Don't give him his way. I mean, that's the major. You pegged it the first day he was here. It's all about control with him. You know what the guys told me? I'm just trying to think. Because that is my benefit. You never know where it is. You ain't taking no deal on this one. Unless it's just. No, I don't.
Oh,
You ready, Judge?
Yeah. Counsel, you can bring co-counsel up.
What's that?
You can bring co-counsel up.
Oh, he says I'm good.
What's his name?
Ollie.
Hi, Ollie. How are you? How old are you? 8? Just hanging out with Dad today?
Yeah, he's got a doctor's appointment in a little bit, so.
Yeah, I will say have fun. All right, counsel, your appearance for Mr. Oakley.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jamil Kuja appearing on behalf of Mr. Al-Khatib.
Would you waive formal reading?
We do.
All right. We're looking at a probable cause conference January 27th. That'd be at 9:30 by Zoom with Judge Green.
Okay.
That works?
January 27th?
Yep.
December 27th.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
okay. I'm saying
sorry.
that's a
I
Saturday.
had January in my head. I'm sorry.
Is it possible to go to the next week?
That's up to you. I mean, because he has.
Sure.
Same time.
January 3?
Okay.
Oh, I was right about January. All right, January 3 at 9:30. That's still TBG, right? Okay. Still Judge Green.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You gonna try to talk me out of a personal bond?
No, I was.
All right, raise your right hand. Swear, affirm, and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you violate bond. Bond condition number 1, stay out of trouble between now and January 3. Condition number 2, be on Zoom with counsel so we can accomplish something on the 3rd. Agreed?
I do.
All right, anything else?
That's it, Judge.
All
Thank
right,
you.
we'll get you a written notice and one for you too if you want it, counsel.
No, I'm okay. I'm putting it in my phone right now.
Do you have her Zoom information?
No, I mean.
Okay, it's done now.
Okay. I know.
And Mackenzie says we got 3 more from Van Buren coming.
Okay, walk-ins or videos?
Videos.
So we need to get, refiles for you guys.
She was working on it when I came up, so probably be a minute.
You see the Zoom information?
Get mine ready. Yep, one is yours, one's his.
All right. See.
Have a good day. Have a nice day, Ollie.
check. I don't know what I'm checking to, but I'm gonna check. You're making me laugh. All right, we're done in here, Mike. Just all you need is some files. Thank you.
Mackenzie? Stephanie,
Yes,
what are you here for, please?
I believe my son is supposed to see a judge this morning,
And who's your son?
Jaden McKeith.
Mackenzie, do you have anything on that?
I'm sorry, on what?
Jaden McKeith? Do you know where your son's in custody at?
Van Buren.
Van Buren? Okay. We'll check into that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Heather, that's not one of the ones they sent over, so it could be coming still.
I just called and they said he hasn't been assigned, but they think he'll be in this room.
Okay, yep, we just don't have the paperwork yet, so we're still waiting on it.
Okay, and do you start at a certain time at 9:30, 10 o'clock?
We've been doing them all morning already.
Oh, okay.
Stephanie, I'm pretty sure you're in the wrong Zoom room. What are you here for?
My son, Jaden McKeith,
Tell me more.
he's at Van Buren.
Oh, an arraignment?
Yeah,
Good, we
Okay,
never
yeah,
received any
all right, Vin-
paperwork for it yet.
we still didn't get
Say
paperwork.
again?
No,
No paperwork yet.
nope. We're still waiting on the paperwork from the
You're
police
in the right
department.
place. It just sounds like you're early.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mackenzie, those other files ready yet?
Almost, I have 2 more to go.
Okay, I'll wander down.
Just a heads up, we did receive the paperwork, but it's gonna be a minute because we have a couple other arraignments before his. I'm sorry, you're muted.
Should I not be in the room when you're doing the other people?
If you want, I can give you a call whenever we do his. Do you have a good phone number?
313
Mhm.
283
Mhm.
9671.
All right, I'll give you a call as soon as we start his.
Okay, you will for sure call me?
Yep.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, bye-bye.
Royce, I'm assuming you have not yet talked to the prisoners. I think we're waiting for Van Buren. Mackenzie, we waiting on Van Buren?
Judge, I'm gonna say yes, because
Thanks.
Royce is here, so we're waiting for them to be put in the room. Oh, here they are.
Have you had a chance to talk to the people, Royce?
No. Mm-mm.
All right, we'll get you in a breakout room with Van Buren. Hey, Mackenzie, are you on?
Yep.
Did you happen to get a bond rec for Mr. McKeith?
Let me check.
Thanks.
I did. It looks like they do not oppose a PR bond.
Thanks. Mr. Nunley, who do you want to start with?
Dealer's choice.
Well, I got Mr. McKeith's paperwork in my hand.
Let's do it.
Detective, can we have McKeith step up?
Right up. Morning, Your Honor.
Mr. McKeith, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, Mr. Nunley.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant. We would waive a formal reading, Your Honor, and ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
Done. Preliminary or probable cause conference, January 3 with Judge Green by Zoom. Let's talk bond.
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. McKeith indicated to me that he is not currently on probation or parole, that he has no outstanding warrants. I believe that he's a good candidate for a personal bond. I do not believe that the department is opposed to a personal bond in this matter. He's indicated his desire to, get out there and go retain an attorney of his own so that he can be proactive in getting this process moving forward. So I'd ask the court to consider a personal bond in this matter.
Thank you. Let's set his probable cause conference time at 9:30. Mr. Keith, I'm going to put you on a personal bond. First condition is stay out of trouble. Second condition is show up on Zoom on January 3rd so we can move this file along. Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court amount of $1,000 if you screw up on bond?
Yes, sir, I do.
Any questions for myself or Mr. Nunley?
January 3rd on Zoom, or is there's a personal in-person one I can go to, or how's that work?
If you can't do Zoom, show up at the court. We'll put you on a computer here.
Okay.
Anything
Understood.
else?
Nothing further. Judge.
All right, you can step back. How about Graylin's next, or Regan's next? I'm sorry. Mr. Regains, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Nunley.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant. We would waive a formal reading, ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
All right. Ms. McKeith, you have any questions?
No, sir, I do not.
No, I'm talking to your mom. Your mom's on Zoom with me.
Yeah.
I'm all set, Judge. Thank you very much.
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mr. Nunley.
Just waive a formal reading and ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty. I noticed there were some old misdemeanor files. We'd waive a formal reading on those also. Same thing, ask the court to plead not guilty.
Yep, did it. All right, so we've got from October 13, 20, we've got 2 misdemeanors, no insurance under the code and open intoxicants in a motor vehicle. We're going to set both of those for a pretrial with Judge Green on January 3rd. And as to the felony count from July 18, 23, set that up with a pre-conference also on January 3rd with Judge Green by Zoom. So let's set all these up at 9:15 in the morning.
Got it.
And the police department is making a suggestion for personal bond. I'm assuming you're not going to talk me out of that, Mr. Nunley.
I am not.
All right. Sir, am I saying your name correctly, Regains?
Yes, you are.
All right. Mr. Regains, I'm going to put you on a personal bond on these 3 files. First condition is you stay out of trouble. Second condition is you're either in court or on Zoom January 3rd at 9:15. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court amount of $1,000 on each of these files for a total of $3,000 if you mess up on bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down, sir. Do you have any questions for Mr. Nunley or myself?
No, I do not.
All right, have a seat. Adrian May. Mr. Nunley.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant, we waive a formal reading and ask the court to enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf.
Done. We're looking at a PCC date, January 3. Let's talk bond.
I ask the court to consider a personal bond. I know that the department has requested a 10,000 or 10% bond. My client has indicated that he's not on parole, that he has no outstanding warrants that he's aware of. He is working full-time at the Bell Tower Hotel in Ann Arbor, lives in Ypsilanti with his mom and his brother. He understands the charges and that they're serious, and he is looking forward to getting this process started and its matter adjudicated and behind it.
Detective, oh, never mind, I found it. Thank you. Mr. May, you live in Ypsi, you work in Ann Arbor, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any reason for you to be in Van Buren Township?
I got arrested for I had a warrant out for my arrest.
You've got a warrant for your arrest where?
It was for here. I didn't know about it until yesterday.
What's the charge?
No, I believe that about these charges, Judge. There's a little confusion when
Are
I
you
was
talking about the case I'm arraigning you on, Mr. May?
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, do you have any reason to be in Van Buren Township?
Oh, no, Your Honor. Sorry.
All right. So I'm going to put you on a personal bond. The first condition is the obvious one, you stay out of trouble. Second one, you stay out of Van Buren Township unless it's to drive through Van Buren Township to get to the 34th District Court on January 3rd. Your court
Yes, Your
date's
Honor.
going to be at 9:15 in the morning by Zoom. If you can't get on Zoom, then you can show up at the court. Other than that, stay out of Van Buren Township. You understand that?
Understand, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court amount of $5,000 if you violate bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for myself or Mr. Nunley?
No, I do not.
All right, step back. Jonathan, I'm going to pronounce it Geyer.
Yes, sir.
Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Nunley.
Royce Nunley, on behalf of the defendant, we waive a formal reading, ask the court to enter plea of not guilty.
Done. Pretrial date is January 3rd with Judge Green by Zoom. Let's talk bond.
Again, I would ask the court to consider a personal bond. This matter arrives from some incident with the defendant's mother. He does live with his mother. I've indicated to him that there's going to be a no contact that's put into place, and I explained to him how serious this court takes its no contact orders. He understands that. He indicated that he does have somewhere where he can go once released from there. He is currently on probation out of Westland. He was wrapping up his probation. He said he's only got like a few more dates of a community service that he had to fulfill for the city of Westland. And then he was going to be eligible for an early discharge from probation. However, I do believe that he is sincere in wanting to come to court. He had a lot to say about defenses to the charge, which I told him, wasn't the appropriate forum but when he gets to court the next time, whatever attorney there would be more than happy to help him get it adjudicated sooner. So I don't think he's a flight risk. I don't think he's a danger to the community. I think he understands that he's not going to be able to talk to his mom. I told him he could probably go back with a civil standby, but then that was it. And he seems to understand that and willing to cooperate.
What's the charge out of Westland, if you know, Mr. Nunley?
I do. So there was it was some sort of
like an assault?
Yeah, it was some sort of assaultive crime. I don't know the details of it.
Okay.
I can fill you in, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I can fill you in if you want
I
more
just want to know
information.
if mom was involved in that case.
No, sir.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge. Thanks.
All right. Mr. Gar, I'm going to give you a chance to do this on a personal bond. First condition is stay out of trouble. Second condition is stay away from 9276 Parkwood unless you go back with a civil standby to pick up some personal property. Third condition, no contact with mom, no phone calls, no letters, no social media contact. You run into her at Taco Bell, you're eating at Burger King. I know it's coming up on Christmas, but that doesn't change my bond condition. Understood?
Understood.
You
Loud
can
and
either
clear.
spend Christmas on the street without mom, or you can try to see mom and spend Christmas in jail.
Understood. Loud and clear.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court amount of $5,000 if you violate bond?
I swear and fully understand you, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions from myself or Mr. Nunley before we terminate the meeting?
I do not, sir.
All right. Sergeant? Are you still Sergeant Mike?
No, I'm still a detective. I'm still
All
being.
right, well, Detective Long, Merry Christmas, stay safe.
You too, Your Honor.
Thank
Do
you
you have a
all.
court date? What was the time on that court date for him?
January 3rd, I think I did it at 9:15, let me check.
Okay,
9:45. 9:45.
very good, thank
Mr.
you.
Nunley, can you contact me by phone at your convenience, unrelated to arraignments?
Yep, I have a consult in my office now. I can call you about an hour though.
Perfect, thanks.
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
Wow. It's a good mood today. I'm going to pay our bonds.